Buyurun.
Hello everybody, this is Nurdan Tekeoğlu, İstanbul Commerce University, Business Administration Department. I have a very important guest today, Johan Larsson, and he is head of Turkey and African countries, and he is also a lover of Turkey, as far as I understand. He will tell us about Oriflame. He's managing Oriflame, and he's responsible for Turkey and African countries. But first of all, welcome, Johan.
Thank you very much.
We are very happy to welcome here at Istanbul Commerce University.
Thank you very much, Nurdan. I am very happy to be attending as well. Always interesting with interviews, especially when they are live.
So later, I think at the end of the conversation, I will ask about your ideas and first ideas about Turkey. Okay, but
Okay.
we'll talk later.
All
So
right.
I want to read your CV. He is with a degree of Master of Science in Business Administration, School of Economics, Gothenburg, Sweden. Between 1998 and 2000, he started his career with a youth TV channel, a TV channel for young people, ZTV. And he was sales manager there, and very interesting. He was nominating to the MTG Awards as one of the best salesmen within the whole modern times groups worldwide. It's very interesting. So we have a sales expert here. Then he became sales director of Spray Network. Spray is Google of Sweden. He worked there as a sales director between 2000 and 2001. And later, 2001, he becomes CEO of the N10s. It's an IT company. And he became the CEO at the age of 28, very young age. So between 2001 and 2002, he becomes again sales director of international sales director of Trik, AB Sweden. And then the story with Oriflame starts. Between 2002 to 2003, he is regional business development manager, Central Europe. Then 2003 and 2004, he is managing director of Oriflame in Egypt. Between 2004 to 2006, he becomes managing director of Oriflame in Bulgaria. 2007, managing director Hungary and Central Europe and Mediterranean. And 2008 and 2010, managing director of Oriflame, Turkey. Welcome to Turkey. And then he is between 2011 2013 regional director of Oriflame, EMEA, Central and Poland. And 2013 and 2015, this time vice president and head of Central Europe. 2015 and 2020, vice president and head of Turkey. And when we come to 2021, he becomes vice president and head of Turkey and Africa. He speaks Swedish, English, German, Serbian, Arabic, Bulgarian, and also
very little, I might add.
also Turkish and
My
Polish.
Turkish is şöyle böyle, so it's good that you speak English.
Not bad, şöyle böyle. See, Turkish and Polish beginner. What was very interesting for me, he was born into a sports family with his brother playing ice hockey in the national Swedish team. His father being an excellent sportsman as well as an ice hockey coach. and a sister being a national top 6 swimmer, which is, I mean, fantastic. He was brought up with team sports, ice hockey, football, and floorball. He learned, why I'm telling this, he learned teamwork. He learned a lot in terms of team motivation and how to excel performance of teams, which is important. Actually, in sports, you always learn about teamwork. So now our conversation starts. I mean, a long and very successful CV. Congratulations, really. My first question, but before first question, there is a very famous American trendsetter. Maybe you heard about her name, Jewish American. Her name is Faith Popcorn. Mm-hmm. So when I was working as head of public relations in the Ritz-Carlton Hotel company, I had a meeting in the United States, and my manager recommended me to read her books because what she is saying comes true. She has 17 trends, and one of these 17 trends is down aging. So we say 40 is the new 20. What is the explanation of this trend? Down aging means nostalgic for a carefree childhood. Baby boomers and millennials alike find comfort in familiar pursuits and products from decades and past. We will talk about this because it's related also with cosmetics sector. So first of all, I want to start with these trends, cosmetics trends, and with new marketing trends related with this sector, but during COVID-19 period. So what happened, I mean, during COVID-19? Because we read many news in the newspapers because of these applications, Skype, Zoom, etc. People having all their conferences, workshops, everything through these instruments. So, and cosmetics became important because you see the faces there. And also the other part, hygiene part of cosmetics sector is also important. So please, can you give us some introductory information, what happened related with your sector? Thank you.
Yeah, I think that is very interesting, especially for us being done. We are both cosmetics, but we are also wellness. And in our business model, we have a lot of seminars and a lot of conferences. And obviously, it was very difficult for people to meet up. So if we start with the pure cosmetics, well, obviously, when COVID came, I would say in March 2020, then it was, everyone was a bit scared, staying at home and needed to have a mask. So obviously the purchase of color cosmetics went down quite a lot, because why would I need to have a lipstick on if I have a mask? It doesn't make sense. So we can see a quite big drop of the color cosmetics initially. We saw a bit of a drop of fragrance because when people staying at home, they felt like, okay, maybe I don't need to smell as good as if I would be around people. I'm not sure I agree with that, but still. So that we could see as well. We could obviously see, though, that eye cosmetics went up in sales. Because if you have a mask, then the eyes is the only thing that is visible. We could see that personal care, when it comes to shampoo and shower gels, etc., because people were, of course, trying to, I think in the beginning, people didn't really understand about the virus. They were trying to clean everything at home, including themselves, obviously. So the sales of those products, personal care products, shampoo, shower gels, went up dramatically. We could see when it comes to, in our company, we also sell wellness. So we sell nutrition and sales, skyrocketed because, of course, you wanted to strengthen your immune system, etc. So they were very clear trends, I would say, in the beginning. And the color cosmetics was mainly, you can see that in the first year. And now you can see that it's coming back. For sure is coming back as well. But we can still see that the color cosmetics is a little bit behind in the trend, because once again, why would I put up a lot of efforts if I'm going to put a mask? Even though actually, for example, in Oriflame, we developed a lipstick that even if you have a mask, it will still stay on your lipstick. So it will not be a problem. So you can take off the mask and all, and it will still stay. But they were the initial trends. Obviously, people were then staying at home, couldn't meet up. So as I said, you know, from the fragrance point of view, a lot of online meetings obviously happened, which was dramatic for us, because in our business, we are working then in direct selling where people meet up and I present to you the product. If you are, we have, for example, we have the cosmetics, but we also have the business opportunity for people to make money from selling our products. And when you cannot meet up physically, that is, of course, a very big thing. And in our business, there is a lot of conferences, big seminars, motivational meetings. That part disappeared, obviously. But people were very quick, I have to say. So very interesting. Initially, sales went down, but already after 2 months, we actually caught up on sales. And 2020 was a very good year for us in sales. So people adapted very quickly to the online, working online, having Zoom meetings, having team meetings. And we were a little bit lucky because for the last 5 years, we had a very good IT platform. So we are more or less offering 6 to 7 different applications to how, you know, trainings on how to do cosmetics. We have a very good applications on follow up on your teams. We can measure your skin, which kind of products do you need, etc., etc. So we were very well prepared for this. And actually, it has been a bit challenging for us to bring people to online, because if I have a choice, most people wanted to work offline, but they were forced to work online. And then actually we had a huge pressure into online, and luckily enough, we already had the infrastructure. So our business was actually, I would say 2 months, we took a hit. Then we came back with a very strong 2020. And if we look at Turkey, for example, last year was the highest sales during 29 years of the company. So we had a record sales in 2021 during our 29 years. So yeah, I would say we managed to come back in a very strong way. So it was yeah, we were pretty.
So which products did you sell most during this record?
Yeah, well, I mean, for us, we are very big in fragrances as a company. Also in Turkey, we have a very big share of fragrances because we are offering a very wide range of fragrances and working with a lot of famous perfumeries. So that was continuing very well. Obviously, as I said, we also have wellness products, which had a fantastic year. People are very much now into wellness and try to be more healthy, obviously with the COVID as well. And then we were also catching up. We are very strong on skincare. I think that people, even if you have a mask and even if you're at home, you still want to take care of your skin. You still want the youth of your skin. And we were doing, I mean, Oriflame started as a skincare company. So we have very good products in skincare. And that was catching up a lot. And especially we have skincare sets, which is like you take a routine for your face. And we have very good results when it comes to anti-aging products, fantastic results. So mainly that was driving the sales.
I see. So very good. I mean, very important information you gave. Maybe I can write an article out of this information. Yeah. So, okay then, what were trends? You told a little about the trends, but you said in the beginning nobody wanted to have makeup on face. No, everyone was at home. Everyone was scared, and nobody wanted to have fragrance, etc. Yeah. In this two years' time, we got used, sort of, to all the conditions. We have our vaccination, and we go to the office, and sometimes we work at home. Nowadays, COVID-19 is not finished, of course. Pandemic is not finished. Nowadays, what are the trends?
Yeah, I think the trends that were starting a bit before COVID accelerated even more. For example, people are looking for safe products. You know, I want to have safety in the products. Are they good to my skin? Are they good to my body? People are looking for products that are natural. They are looking for sustainable products. And I think that trend started already before COVID, but somehow it accelerated even more. And we can see a huge demand when it comes to green products, meaning natural, sustainable products. I think another thing that has escalated in the trends are, if you go 10 years back, everyone talked about Korean beauty, which that means like, you know, you should have a 12-step skincare routine. I mean, a lot of different products, very careful, a long time. While today people talk a lot about S-beauty, which is the Scandinavian beauty, which is a bit more minimalistic. So you know, you like to have a product that can make all of it. You don't want to put 10 different
just
products.
one product.
Yeah, well, I think that in our case, we are normally talking about 4 steps. First, you need cleansing. Then you need the eye products for the a little bit on the wrinkles down here. Then booster, because you need something to boost your skin, and then you put the moisturizer. So it's 4 steps. It's quite simple. It takes 2 minutes. Instead of this Korean beauty, which was, as I said, very complicated, a lot of products, a lot of steps. So people are going in the simplified life. I think it's a trend in general. People have less time, and
yes, that's
people
true.
have a glowing skin, but in an easy way, not in a complicated way. And I think that trend escalated a lot during the last couple of years.
So there is a lot of technological development, and in some retail stores all over the world, I learned that before putting all the makeup onto your face, you can learn from the screen how it looks like from all the screens. Do you have those type of technology?
Yes, we have applications where you can literally put on our products when it comes to color cosmetics, and you can see yourself in the final result. And that is, of course, very popular products. We also have applications where we are giving you the advice, what kind of skin type do you have, and which product will be good for you. So I think all of these things, do it yourself, has also obviously escalated, because people are at home. If you look at TikTok, you look at different videos, people are doing how you should make up, you look at YouTube. There is a lot of those how to train yourself,
yes,
let's say, and that has become very big. And but I think today people really are more careful to what you eat and also what you put on your face. You don't want to have harmful products. You want to have clean products that have clean ingredients that you can trust, that are safe. And I think another trend that obviously escalated a lot during the COVID was people started to buy online. I mean, I was already 2-3 years before COVID, many of the stores were having big problems. I mean, many shopping malls all over the world were shutting down. A lot of stores were shutting down. And obviously during COVID, buying online escalated a lot, of course. And I mean, maybe that's why we had a record year, for example, in Oriflame, because we are selling direct. We don't have any stores. And I think in combination with people now want to have a recommendation. Look at when you travel, you go to TripAdvisor, you check the hotels, you check the restaurants, and it is for cosmetics. If I have someone I can trust, who can personally recommend the products, I feel more secure. And actually, if you look at data, literally 92% of people buying something, they buy based on personal recommendation. Even more than they do on advertising or on price. They very much buy in personal recommendation. So I think this trend is here to stay as well for the last couple of years.
But most of the cosmetics brands are working multi-channel. You know, they both sell it at the retail stores, they sell it online, and they sell it through a network, which you also have. So do you have plans in the future to sell your products in the retail stores in Turkey?
No, we don't. And it's a very simple explanation for that, because our brand partners, if you take Turkey, for example, where we are approximately around 200,000 people, if we will start to sell in stores, or if we start to sell online, we will steal their business. We want to pay them. We want them to earn money. We want them to be successful.
I see.
Open our own business. That means that we will actually compete with our own brand partners. So we don't want to do that. I mean, we want our brand partners, as we call them. We would like them to make money. I mean, many of them are supporting their families, their children.
Yes, yes.
We don't want to take that business, even though we would most probably have higher sales if we will open up stores, if we will have selling online ourselves. But we don't want that, because that goes against our business model. And our business model is to offer to everyone who wants an opportunity to open their own business, to be an entrepreneur, to open their own business. And we don't want to compete with that. So no, there we don't have any plans for that.
Okay, I see. So what do you think about down aging? In the beginning of our conversation, I read a piece of what Fate Popcorn thinks. Do you sell products making you younger? Because down aging is a real trend, and no one wants to get old anymore.
No, including ourselves. I think that's why we say, the 40 is the new 20. So I think that, first of all, we have anti-aging, which if you use them regularly can actually make you look up to 8 years younger, depending. And we have clinically tested, proven results. You can reduce your wrinkles by 50%, etc., etc. So we are lucky in that term. We have very good skincare products. So if you use them regularly, you will look younger. But we also believe in, beauty is not only the way you look, but also the way you feel. And we believe, and we can see the trends, it's also wellness and beauty and cosmetics comes together. So it's about what do you put in yourself? I mean, in terms of nutrition, your skin will look different if you eat French fries and hamburger every day, or if you eat vitamins and if you eat nutritional shakes. Believe me, your skin will be totally different. So we believe very much in it's the way you look, but it's also the way you feel. We can see that as a trend.
It's a combination.
Look younger. Many times people comment, oh, Scandinavian people look fairly young for their age. Well, I think they do because, first of all, most of them do some kind of exercise every day, but they also eat fairly balanced, I would say. That is affecting your skin. And I think people awareness is getting much higher in that. Also in Turkey, I would say, you have these healthy juices, people are taking vitamins. So I think the combination of cosmetics and wellness integrated, we will see more of that. And we also believe very much is if you feel confident, if you feel good, you look good. And so I think it's very much combined with that as well.
So I have another question. I'm following mother of Elon Musk, she's very famous. I mean, she never shows her age, actually. The way the makeup she is making, very different. I mean, maybe space type of makeup. I don't know. So I think the trends in makeup is also changing a little. You told me Scandinavian minimalism. Okay, but the way people are doing makeup is changing also at the same time. So how are these trends coming out? Are these trends coming out from companies like your cosmetics company, other cosmetic companies? So how is these trends are coming out? I'm really curious about that. For example, this year pink is trendy. Next year it is brown, and next year the other one.
I think this May Musk, the mother. I mean, first of all, I think that when we look at people today. I mean, first of all, if you look on social media, many of them have filters. So, I mean, anyone who's 8 years old can literally look like 30. Then you don't know if they have made any other non-cosmetic surgery, say. So that is, of course, very difficult to say the age from that perspective. So I think that, you know, if you don't meet them live, it's very hard to really tell the age. But of course, as a company, we are looking into, you know, the latest trends. We have an R&D. We are one of the few companies, almost 200 people working in our internal R&D, developing new formulas, following the trends all over the world. And as you say, I mean, there are different ways. There is always new ingredients, new formulations. I mean, this business is going forward quite rapidly. And some people think that, you know, we might live to 150 years or even longer in the future. And I think this trend is coming, and also that you know, people can look younger. So obviously, yes, we are catching up on these trends as much as we can. Yeah.
Very important.
I think skincare formulations, you can see it clearly that they make a difference. If you use every day a skincare product that is good, there is no question that you will look younger and have a better skin. Yes, you will, for sure.
Yes. So influencer marketing increased a lot, and most of the companies are using. And maybe you heard, you know, the daily Hürriyet newspaper, Hürriyet. You know, they organize every year Golden Butterfly Awards, Altın Kelebek Ödülleri. And for example, Rachel Aras Crespi received an award as one of the most influential people in Turkey. So are you working with these influencers, and these influencers also affected people during the pandemic? You know, they gave some recommendations, and so what do you think about all this?
I think that, I mean, the influencers are extremely important in Turkey and in other places in the world. If you look, I mean, there are some mega influencers, obviously. If you look at the Kardashians, or if you look at, you know, even Ronaldo, etc. But we are working with quite a lot of influencers, but we are working with a lot of them. Instead of working with one particular one, we are working with 20, 30 of them. And it's a little bit depending on your target group. If you want to reach younger target group, obviously you work with an influencer that are very strong in that target group. If you want to reach middle age or maybe a little bit older women, you work with an influencer that are very strong in that target group. So I think it is a beautiful way that you can very much target it. Who do you want to work with in terms of who is your end customer? Who do you want to target? So I think today they have a huge influence in many products, but you have to be a little bit careful. If, let's say that one day they recommend Oriflame, another brand, and the third day a different cosmetics brand, well, maybe the credibility is not that high in the consumer's eyes, but obviously influencers have changed the marketing, I would say, in a very strong way. And yes, we are working with them, and they are making a difference for sure when it comes to our brand building and also when it comes to the brand awareness.
Yes. So let's talk about natural ingredients for cosmetics. I mean, I like Germany very much because I worked for German companies as Metro AG, Siemens for many years. And now I'm an academician, but for nearly 30 years, I worked for German companies. And I was traveling a lot to Germany, Düsseldorf, and before to München. And because I like retail business, and I was visiting the retail stores, and there is always a separate section in the retail stores saying, you know, bio food, bio cosmetics. And so even textile shops, you know, bio t-shirts, everything is getting bio and natural. There is an increasing trend in that. So in your cosmetics cereal, I'm sure you also have biological or bio products. So how is your R&D work going on? What kind of ingredients you are using in your products? Can you give some explanation about that?
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting thing because everyone today claims to be natural, everyone claims to be organic, and I think as a customer, I think it's very important to really look into what do these companies mean by that. Because if you Oriflame as an example, when it comes to the product standard, we are more or less following 6 steps. And one is the ECO, ethnical screening, as we call it, where we are actually screening ingredients, but we're also screening, are they manufactured in a good way, not child labor, treating the staff in a good way,
yes,
etc., etc. So this is one thing. Then we have only natural extracts, which is very important. We don't use these synthetic extracts. It's also from the environment point of view, I think it's very important. When it comes to exfoliants, you know, there are plastic microbeads. We never use things like that. Very important that the customer knows what is the packaging, is that recyclable, is that good for the environment. Then we are using, I mean, if you look at standards, the European standards are the highest standards in the world. They are the most restrictive. Actually, they are forbidding 1,300 ingredients are forbidden. And we actually, in Oriflame, we have almost 1,400 of that. So we are a little bit stricter than the strict standard. Obviously, this non-GMO, a lot of companies talk about that, which is like, we don't have any genetically modified organics.
Yes.
Very important that people look at that. And this safety testing after all. So we ever since the company started, we wanted to start, and the brothers Jocknick, who started Oriflame, started with the natural, little bit coming from Sweden, where, you know, we are very, very keen on nature, because to be honest, most of our country is nature, and we don't have that big population. So it's mainly forest and lakes and mountains everywhere. So we are extremely strict on that. And I think, I really think the customer should look at that when they are buying, because many companies, too many, if you ask me, are claiming to be natural because it's a bit trendy and people buy into it. But when you really make a research, how natural are they in terms of ingredients? How is their packaging? Is that recyclable? You know, are they using natural and not synthetic extract, etc.? I think there we are in the forefront. Also, when it comes to sustainability, actually, I don't know if you know, but you know, Financial Times, which is one of the most respected economic papers in the world, we had an award from Financial Times being a leader in the industry.
Congratulations.
Only a few companies in the world got this because of the work we do on sustainability, climate, forest, water. So I think this, in combination with really being strict on the naturalness of the products, and that it doesn't influence the nature in a bad way, I think the customer is aware, but I think they can be even more aware, because if you look at the packaging, everyone claims to be natural, more or less, and everyone claims to be organic. And I am sure that not everyone is.
Yes, I think the same way. Yes.
Yeah, and as a Swedish company, I think if you look at that, we are. I think it's in our blood. When you grow up, you will not see a Swedish person throw garbage in the nature, or there's no way, it will never happen, because for us the nature is so important, and we want natural things. So we are very keen on that as a company, which is also why we don't have production in many countries around the world, because in many countries, they don't have these strict standards that we are demanding as a company. And then we will not put production there. So you know, we are very strict on that, I have to say, very strict on the natural, on the environment, sustainability.
Johan, did you hear that Black Sea region of Turkey, you know, the whole Black Sea region, we have more than 3,000 different plants. The flora of Black Sea region is the richest in Europe. I mean, the whole region have 3,000 different plants. It is more than the whole Europe. So I
Wow.
recommend you, maybe your R&D department maybe can make
Absolutely.
some research
Absolutely.
around this region.
Good idea.
Mhm. And there is an NGO, I'm sure you heard about the Tema,
Yeah,
the
I know.
founding businessman. He is more than 90 years old. He is owner of Tekfen Holding Company, Nihat Gökyiğit.
Yeah.
In Artvin, it is a city at the end of the eastern Black Sea region of Turkey. He did a lot to preserve nature there. I mean, he has some works going on there. So if you are interested, I can give the telephone number.
Yeah, very much, because
Again, us.
we use a lot of, when we say nature, we actually use, somehow we take the best from the nature and we mix it with science to develop our products, because we want.
That's why.
And of course, you know, we use a lot of berries from Scandinavia and from Sweden in particular, because of the weather. You know, they are very resistant, high antioxidant, etc. But obviously, I will ask the R&D department to look into the Black Sea region. I think they will be interested in that. Yes,
especially scientists from Israel are planning visits there for their R&D research, because they find it very interesting. So the last question.
I will definitely tell them, because we are always looking for, you know, good quality natural plants and berries, etc., that we can use in our products. That you know, in combination with other puts a good, especially in the skincare products, obviously.
So my last question, it will be more entertaining, I guess. So after you have been appointed to Turkey, so I'm sure you had some experiences about the city, about Turkish people, about Turkish women. What are your experiences, and what do you think generally about Turkish people? Of course, our Turkish hospitality is very famous, but other than that, what do you like about this country, about the city, about the people?
You know, I'm lucky, because due to my job, I've been to more than 60 cities in Turkey. So I have,
60.
So I've been traveling a lot, and I would say I have eaten the local food in 60 cities as well, which is amazing. One day you sit in a plastic chair and eat the most local of the local, which is very tasty. The next day you go, maybe it's, you know, you go to Van, it's dondurma, or you go somewhere else. And you know, Kayseri has very good food, obviously. So I've been lucky with that. I think the food is very good. Hospitality is I would say, outstanding. I mean, I would say at least 10 times that we were lost traveling. Someone jumps in the car, shows us the way, 10 kilometers, comes out, and I'm like, okay, but how are you going to get back? And the person says, no problem. And I want to pay the money for a taxi. To say, no.
That's the case, yeah.
I can guarantee you that will never happen in Sweden. Never, ever. So, I mean, people are just extremely friendly, inviting you to their homes if you like something. I mean, I met people where I'm like, oh, you have a nice tie. They take off the tie, they give it to me. I'm like, no, I will not take your tie. I just said it's a nice tie, you know. I think it's a beautiful country. I mean, you mentioned the Black Sea region, which obviously is very nice. I think Turkey is underestimated when it comes to the coast. I think you have amazing coastal places. I think you should be the #1 tourist country in the world, looking at all the places that we have here. So my perception is extremely. Of all the friends I have in Turkey, I would say 95% are Turkish, and maybe 5% are foreigners. But also because I like to be local. I like to, I mean, if you live in another country, what's the point of hanging out with only other foreigners? I think you miss a bit of the culture. You mentioned the women. I don't know how to comment on the women, but I think they would.
You know, most of the, because I worked also in international companies in Turkey, as I told, Siemens, Metro AG, the Ritz-Carlton Hotel Company, And all the international CEOs I work, they always say, I mean, all the women are gorgeous, you know, they dress up in a very chic way, they make up their accessories. I mean, we even didn't see this.
Yeah, I can tell you, I think the Turkish women are beautiful. Also very strong. I mean, I have the fortune to work with literally 200,000 women in the company. And I'm amazed when I hear some, so they take care of the family, they take care of the work, they work for us, they do. I don't know how they can manage everything. I mean, personally, I like strong women. And I think Turkish women are very strong, very charismatic. You know, beautiful. No, I have good experience of Turkish women. I say so. Yeah.
So, dear Johan, thank you very much for your time. So it was a very nice talk. I hope after COVID-19 we have the chance to invite you to our university for a conference, so that
I look forward to that.
I would like to have a meeting between you and our head of university. And thank you very much to Egenaz, my friend's child.
Yeah, she is a star, so we are all grateful for her.
And so she is lovely also. I like her very much. And I wish you all the best for the future of the company. And thank you very much for your time. And I hope in the future we have the chance to meet again.
Thank you, Nurdan. The pleasure was mine. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, really. I hope to see you live as well in the near future. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.